Welcome to Esther 414 Ministries. This is Tracy. Hey, thank you for subscribing to the channel, for watching the videos. I really appreciate you guys. And a special thank you to my new Patreon supporters. Those of you who would like to become a Patreon supporter, you can click that link right down there in the description. Hey, appreciate you guys. Today, we are going to be jumping into the middle of a story here with Jesus, okay? He's been at the synagogue and they've been kind of watching people put their tithes and offerings into the offering plate up at the top, right? And the Pharisees go on up there and they're making this big show, all right? They blow the trumpets. They want everybody, look what I'm putting into the plate. And then he goes on to talk about their prayers and how they go out into the middle of the streets and they want to make sure everybody hears their prayer, okay? Well, Jesus is pointing out, he says they've got their reward from man. That's who they're looking for the approval from, is man, so that's what they've got. They got it from man, they didn't get it from God. But we're going to jump down now into the next part of the story. We're going to be in Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. Listen to as he continues with this, all right? Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Jesus is telling us right here within these verses that you'll be able to see where a person's treasure is. So many people today are just more interested and consumed with building their own kingdom. What can I gain? What can I get? And it just consumes them, and they're not even giving a second thought to God or God's kingdom. Guys, let me give you a great example that just left such an impact in my life, in my husband's life. We had gone to this estate sale just a few weeks back, and this was just no ordinary estate sale. You know, this is where a person has died, and then the family really doesn't want to deal with it, and so they sublet it out to some auctioneers, and they just put on sale this person's life. Everything has a price on it in this person's home. Now, this estate sale went above and beyond any estate sale I've ever seen. It wasn't just this house, okay? This person not only owned this house, but the one next to them. So there was 2 U-Hauls, okay? One in the driveway, one beside it, and there's just mounds of stuff. And you start going through, and my jaw just about dropped because I couldn't believe all the stuff that was in this person's house. And it's not just like, wow, look at all the stuff. It was like, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. Everything that we saw had at least 5 to 10 different things that were exactly like it. I mean, I can understand in the kitchen your bowls and your plates and things like that, but no. This went above and beyond that. This was like shoes and clothes. And the shoes, it wasn't just shoes. They were still in the boxes, because I looked over at this and I saw these boxes of shoes and I thought, oh my goodness, maybe she's got some new shoes in there or something, that they're really in good shape. Well, I opened up the box, the first box, and I look at the shoe, and the shoe had been sitting there. And the first thing that came to my mind was this verse about how not to store up for yourself treasures here on earth where moth and rust just were corrupt. So as I opened these boxes and I looked inside, it was unbelievable. The leather on the shoes, it was dry rotted and crumbling, and when you flipped it over and you went like this, the shoes were breaking on the sole. And there were boxes of these same types of shoes just stacked, and rows of them. It was unbelievable. It's like the woman bought these shoes and just never ever wore them. They just sat there and eroded and corroded. Well, let me tell you what. It wasn't just this one stack of shoes. The whole house was like this. It was everywhere, not just shoes, but clothes and oh my goodness. Okay, there was a liquor cabinet beyond liquor cabinets. You couldn't even call it a liquor cabinet. You'd call it a liquor room. There was an entire wall full of every type of alcohol you could imagine, in several bottles of that one type, okay? Just going down the wall. Why? So she could entertain. She was a socialite. She wanted to be known in the town as somebody, right? The auctioneer was cluing us in on who this person was and how she had a name in town, and she always wanted to be prestigious and this and that. Well, she had that in this lifetime. And it's, again, what Jesus was talking about, how she gained man's approval. And as you looked around the house, there was a lot of things that would lead you to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt this woman wasn't a Christian. She did not know Jesus Christ. And if she did say, it was profession only, in word only. It certainly wasn't with her life. You could look around her house and you could understand and you could see. They had all of her books everywhere too. All these books that she had ever read that was in her house, all these different things. It all pointed to the fact that she knew nothing about Jesus. She wasn't in heaven. There's no way this woman went to heaven with the type of lifestyle that you could see in her house. See, the one thing that she needed to do, she didn't do. She needed to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. See, what she did do is she collected a lot of things. She had a lot of stuff, and I mean a lot of stuff, and she knew a lot of people. But who didn't she know? She didn't know Jesus. See, our verse today, it says this, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." There's many things that we treasure in life, but make sure that the thing you treasure the most is right in here. Thanks again for watching and supporting me. This has been Tracy from Esther 414 Ministries.